So happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to our Dockwalker social lunch and learn from other fellow dog walkers. Thank you for your help and support. It's so amazing to be with all of you today. And before I get started, I want to introduce, some of you know them, some of you don't have the pleasure of knowing them, but this program, the Dockwalker program, is managed and led by both the California State Parks and the Coastal Commission. And in Southern California, we have a fantastic partnership with the Bay Foundation. So I want to give the opportunity to my fantastic colleagues down in Southern California, Dolores and Claire, to go ahead and introduce yourself. Dolores, please go ahead and do that.
Hi, thanks, Vivian. My name is Dolores. It's absolutely so wonderful to be here with you all today. And it's great to see so many familiar faces and names. As Vivian mentioned, I am a project manager with the Bay Foundation, and we're here in Southern California helping a lot of the dock walkers here get your boater kits, any other resources that you may need. So yeah, thanks for being here today. And then I'll pass it over to Claire.
Hi everyone, great to be here today. Thank you for coming to our virtual lunch. So I'm also with the Bay Foundation. I'm an environmental engagement program coordinator. I help coordinate banner distribution, voter kit distribution. So as Dolores said, any of your needs come to us for Southern California. Thanks for being here.
All right. Well, thank you again, everybody, for joining us. I saw a couple of people joining us a few seconds ago. Welcome to our annual virtual lunch and learn from fellow dog walkers. As you remember from the email that attract your attention to joining us today, we're going to first go over the launch goals. We're going to hear from, instead of you hearing from Dolores or Claire or Vivian about our experience, we wanted to invite some of your fellow dog walkers from different backgrounds, because remember, the program is implemented by members of the public, Coast Guard Auxiliary, Power Squadrons, Marina, Yacht Club operators, as well as Conservation Corps, among others. So we wanted to invite them to talk to you about their own experience, tips and tricks about the program, among others. Then we'll have some opportunity for question and answer, and then we're going to have some refreshers. Couple of recommendations. You know, you're experts in virtual meetings. Some of you are not. So I wanted to treat everybody equally. We would love to see your faces, so we feel like we're enjoying this fantastic lunch, and bon appetit to all of you. So we want to invite you to turn on your cameras if it's possible. And also if your connectivity allows you to do that. All of you right now are muted, but of course you have the capacity and the freedom to unmute yourself to ask any questions or to even contribute to our conversation. But right now, to avoid the background noise, I have muted all of you. Remember, you can unmute yourself by clicking on top of the microphone icon, as you can see right now in your slide, or you can also use the chat or also use one of the reaction tools that are found either at the bottom or the upper part of your screen, depending on the version of the Zoom that you have. All right, so let's start this lunch with full of energy and great interaction. So right now, I'm going to ask you to, in the following slide, we're going to include in the chat a link where you can click in that link and a new window will open. You enter your initials and you will answer the question that you will see in the window, which I'm going to stop sharing right now and share with all of you today. So give me a few seconds here, please. And let me activate this. And now, Dolores or Claire, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. So what you need to do is to click again in the link you saw in the chat. It will redirect you to another window that will open. You will enter your initials and just tell us in few words what inspires you to be a dog walker. So go ahead and type in, and either Dolores or Claire will help me reading some of the responses.
Yeah, looks like we already have a couple people sharing responses in terms of the question, what inspires you to be a dog walker? Someone said people, helping, clean water. Um, see, in our chat on this end, uh, Paul said
Ooh.
PCZs. And then Charlene also said sharing information. Yeah, lot of really great words popping up as well. Oh my goodness. Seeing
It comes by
environments.
waves.
I know. Kayaking. Yeah, environments nice and big, which means lots of people are connected to that, as well as waterways. Yeah, we're all here to share, or we're all here to share information about how to better protect our environment and our waterways with other boaters.
Wow, excellent. And we also had in the chat some people who probably couldn't join the link, which says water quality of recreational areas for humans to enjoy. For example, William says, I see the consequences of lack of understanding every day. Thank you, William. Charlene, my couple, Bob and Charlene Pierce, sharing information. So that makes our world, right? That's all these keywords: waterway, safe, environment, people, fun, resources, outreach, prevention. Those are the keywords that are spectacular to share and exactly what inspires you to be a dog walker. So let me stop here for for a sec and then go back to our PowerPoint so we can continue with our presentation. So thank you for participating in our activity. And I wanted to tell you who is with us today. And let me see. Claire and Dolores, if you can help me with the waiting room, I just allow a couple of people to join us. So I wanted to tell you who is with all of us today. We have a fantastic group of over 35 people, and we have exactly a representation of this community of dog walkers, right? We have boaters, Coast Guard Auxiliary, different colleagues from state and local agencies, power squadrons, also called America's Boating Club, marine operators, yacht club members and staff members, conservation corps, general public, among others. And as you can see, we have a fantastic map showing who is here with us today. We have people from North Coast, Humboldt, good representation from the Delta and the Bay Area, inland county, like our friends from Fresno, Placer, also Tuolumne, Riverside. The entire Central and South Coast is present. So we're very excited to have you all here with us today. Thank you for joining us. So, exactly what are the goals for today? We want to learn directly from other active partner dog walkers how the program implementation is coming along for them. And based on their expertise, so tips and tricks, and you will hear from them in a few seconds. And also to talk about other relevant education and outreach refreshers and tips. And also to share with you as a FYI and refresher for you resources that you have in our dog walker page that you can use to help education and outreach in your areas. I want to tell you that this year, thanks to all of you, we have been able to distribute approximately 6,000 voter kits. And this map is depicting so far the questionnaires that we have received until now from some of you. Remember, some of you are like, hey, Vivian, Dolores, and Claire, we conducted dog walking this weekend. I'm sending you one questionnaire at a time. That's fantastic. Some of you are like, hey, I'm going to wait to send you all of them at once. Fantastic. But Vivian, Dolores, and Claire are working for you. And this is the map so far, which is looking fantastic for 2026. So thank you again for your help and support. All right. Now, Vivian, be quiet. And we are going to now introduce our star super active partner dog walkers, like any of you. Remember, we all participate based on our own capacities. And I'm going to start calling first Susan Webb and Deborah Ango. They are both in Sacramento County. And again, for our partner Dockwalkers joining us right now, we're going to ask them a couple of questions. And we send them like 6 questions, and they pick and choose whatever they want to share with you. So first of all, like what has been some successful strategies for them to implement the program, how they have been able to successfully keep the voters' attention, get them to fill out the questionnaire, give them immediate feedback and connecting to the questionnaire, catchy phrases they have been using to be able to conduct face-to-face education, some tips for keeping voters' attention, or any lesson learned that they want to share with us. And for my speakers, remember that we have a fantastic variety of backgrounds here. So talk about, of course, your expertise based on your own territory and background, but try to give us information that will help us all. So let me start with Susan and then with Deborah, and then we'll go to Robert, Cheryl, and Betty if she was able to join us. Go ahead, Susan, and unmute yourself and welcome.
There we go. I am currently out on the Delta with Sunny Sutton, who is another dock walker. We are enjoying a picnic lunch out here on her boat's Wi-Fi. So we expect a big crowd to come and enjoy our barbecue. I've been dock walking for 4 years, I think, and I have been able to, I feel like I've really influenced voters, young voters, older voters, giving them a great deal of information about what's in the voter kit and encouraging them to guard our waterways. And it's usually most successful for me when I work with Coast Guard Auxiliary. We partner up at boat marinas and launch docks, and we do vessel safety checks and give out the voter cards at the same time. One of the things that I found most useful was just enter a conversation. Don't be shy and enter a conversation. Ask if you're not sure, do they own a boat? If they say no, you can talk about something else, but you still have the opportunity to educate on good environmental practices. Oftentimes, it's a teaser question. When I show them the bilge pillow, guess how much this bilge pillow can hold in oil? So sometimes it's just asking a teaser question. If they don't want to talk to you, don't be offended. They have other things. They've got another priority. Just move on to the next individual. I'm always impressed by the fact that they are grateful that we are out there doing this education. So do you have any questions about that?
Thank you, Susan. Yeah, the rest of the audience, do you have any questions for Susan? We can also continue with the other speakers while people, get to know all of the speakers. Probably they will come back and ask any questions. So I don't see questions right now, so I'm going just to invite now. And thank you, Susan, for joining us. I know you're in the beautiful Delta. I can see you're on a boat with a great with Sunny, which is fantastic to have you both here. And I'm going to turn the presentation over to Deborah, who's also
Hello. Before you go to Deborah, I did have a question for Susan.
Go ahead, Eva. Great, thank you.
Yeah, Susan, I am also a. Oh gosh, do you all hear that echo? Is that a bother for you? Anyway, I am also a Coast Guard auxiliary and a vessel examiner, and I always give one of the pillows to one of the motorized vessel exams people that I do, of course, after my spiel and the completing the questionnaire. Do you have any trouble with your flotilla allowing you to do that at the same time?
Not at all. We are very collaborative. Sometimes they have the kit, sometimes I have the kit, but it doesn't matter who gets there first. We're all there for the same purpose. There is no competition when it comes to that.
Okay. Yeah, my flotilla doesn't quite have that together yet, so I don't know how to pursue that.
And Eva, sometimes that happens because, like you both organizations, the Power Squadrons and the Coast Guard Auxiliary, are the most knowledgeable organizations in terms of safety. Depending on the region, I have seen the same situation, Eva, you're describing, but overall across the state, I always feel like both organizations get along so well and they come together. Like in Sacramento, for example, we attend the boat show and both organizations come at the same time, the same in San Diego. So I think it depends on the region, but it's just I feel like it's something about the communication between both organizations and who the commanders or the higher ups are at that moment on an annual basis, just to come or go over those hurdles because you guys support each other so immensely. So no
No,
worries about that.
I guess what I'm asking is, has that communication gone through between you and I think our contact is Gigi Galway, regarding a partnership on this because it's such a hand in glove situation. I just don't understand why there isn't more partnership and why my flotilla is like that. I don't know.
Your communication is coming across with a lot of echo. So what you're saying is if there has been communication between the two organizations?
Right.
Yeah, and it has been. Both are like, the Coast Guard Auxiliaries endorsed the program back in 2000. The Power Squadron endorsed the program back in 2000, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 2006 or 7. And we haven't had any issues. So I think it's probably more like a local communication between the two organizations at the local level, because in the rest of the state we haven't had that issue. And I'm happy to talk to you if you want offline about that if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it offline. I don't want to take everyone's time.
No problem, and we appreciate your participation. So, Deborah, please go ahead and take it from here and share with us your experience and some of the questions that I read to the audience before. You need to unmute yourself, Deborah. Let me just see if I can help you. All right, let's give Deborah a couple of minutes while she finds again you need to find your microphone like you did before. Uh,
Can you hear me now?
yes, we can.
Okay, fine. Yeah. I had my iPad up and my phone up, and that's just too much for me to handle. Okay, so in regards to the first question or that you had sent us, Vivian, was your successful strategy. And for me, when I go out to dock walk, one of the things that I do is I set up a table and I put out the goods. I put out the packets. I put out all the brochures you give me, the whistles. And it seems to attract people when they see this and they come over to me. And then when I express to them what's in the packet, what our goals are today, why we're here, um, I don't have too much trouble with people willing to, at that point, engage. Occasionally, when it's slower, I will walk as people are launching. I will walk up to them and say, do you have a minute since you're in line to launch to fill out a quick questionnaire? And I have a wonderful dock walking packet with many things that are usable to you that I can give to you today for filling out the questionnaire. And with the questionnaire, my approach is this helps us help you. Any feedback that you give us on these questionnaires, we take, it is all monitored and we want to make our improvements to the program through what your responses are. So I have really good success with that because I think it's just kind of it brings people to me. And then when it comes to the catchy phrases, it's really for me, it's, what we can do to help you that helps us. And that's kind of what I say, and it seems to work well. Based on my experience and the benefits of the boating that the public received the dock walking program, I'm with Susan. I have not had anybody not be thankful. Most people are like, thank you for your volunteerism. This is a really nice kit. I can't believe that you're giving it away. Um, and they're very appreciative to have it. Like you said, Vivian, I tell them like this one pillow can hold a quart of oil, and they're so impressed by that. They're very impressed by how the kit's put together, and thank you for those who put the kits together. Um, I think what resonates with the audience really is about boating clean and green. Um, Everybody's concerned about our waterways right now, especially up here in this area. We have a lot of issues with the mussels. And so what's resonating is, wow, they're concerned. Is this going to be a problem? Is it going to get into our lake? Our local lake is Folsom Lake, large body of water lake anyway. Um, they think of future generations. I have many people say, I want to keep this water clean for my grandchildren or my children. So I think they see the value of keeping the environment clean. So that has been really successful when we talk about boating clean and green. People are very open to that. Um, let's see here. As far as my involvement goes with the dock walkers, I have to just say that it's such a worthy program. I have enjoyed it so much. I feel like we're making an impact. I think we're helping a lot of people that have been boating for a long time, but haven't really been engaged on what's kind of going up on recently in our waterways. So when we're out there, like, and we're educating them in its current education, I think they're very receptive. And for me personally, I think it's such a worthy program, and I've enjoyed doing it and want to continue to do it. Um, as far as, let's see what else we had here. I think that's about it for me, Vivian. But as far as being involved in the dock walkers, the dock walking program, I think is extremely worthy, and what we do out there and what we give out there educationally and what we give them to use with the resources that are in the dock walking packets are really phenomenal.
Thank you so much, Deborah. And you cover like a bunch of great information, which is fantastic. And I want to say that both Susan and Debbie play two roles because they are not only part of the Power Squadron, but they are also boaters themselves. So it's fantastic because they have that magic of talking, really exercising one of the goals of the program, which is the peer pressure, right? Which is, hey, let's be part of these clean and green wave. So thank you, ladies. Don't go because probably there are questions for you. We don't want that and we enjoy having you here. Now I'm going to couple of things. I want to welcome now Robert Islas. He is down in beautiful San Diego County, and he's with the Coast Guard Auxiliary. And Robert, the same issue. If you can just go ahead and unmute yourself and please address some of the questions, that would be fantastic. And thank you, Robert, for taking the time to join us today.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone, and hopefully everybody's enjoying their lunch. Everybody can hear me, right? Thumbs up.
Fantastically
All
well.
right. Thank you. So again, my name is Robert Islas. I've been with the United States Coast Guard for about 11 years and have been a vessel examiner for just about that same amount of time. Shortly after I became a vessel examiner, I found out about the Dock Walker program and then got involved soon after. And thank you to Vivian, especially keeping me informed and keeping me on task. So to answer some of the questions you propose, like say from my experience, the most successful strategy that I've implemented to educate the boater, collecting the questionnaires, and educating about the boater kit is during the vessel inspection process, or if we have a public affairs booth, for example. If you're not doing either one of those, you're just happening to visit a marina, you can pretty much approach any of your boaters out there. And trust me, what's going to hook them in is by saying, hey, I've got a free boater kit for you. That's a great bait and hook thing. Catchy phrases, you know what? Nothing special. Like I said, it's basically saying, hey, I've gotten something free for you. All you got to do is just answer a quick little quiz, right? So there's no gimmicks, there's no surprises, just a free boater kit, and all you have to do is take the really short quiz. And then we're not there to judge. We know that, we just want to know what the average boater knows, what their responses are. Um, and then based on those responses, how we can tailor future information that we could put out there for the sake of education and for safety. As far as tips for keeping the boater's attention, well, for me, it's a little bit easier because I already have a captive audience, right? They're there for the vessel inspection. So basically, at that point, it's just talking about after I completed the inspection, it's like, hey, by the way, I have this little free item for you. Are you interested in taking it or having it? All I really need you to do is take this quiz. And then basically what I do is I help them go through the answers. It's not making them feel dumb or anything like that because sometimes they just don't know. So we're there to help educate. Other lessons that I've learned is go out there and have fun with this, right? Boaters spend a lot of money, as some of you who are boaters probably know. You're spending a lot of money out there on your boats. So spending a couple minutes taking a quiz is not that bad. And it goes a long way to educate them about what is in the kit, what it's worth to them, and especially giving those absorbent pads or the coupons for like the SOS light is golden. Also, based on my experience, the benefits to the boating public receives from the Dockwalker program is bottom line education, right? Like it's been mentioned, like I mentioned previously, coupling the quiz and the boater kit information with the vessel exam is priceless, and it's worth a wealth of information. Just be friendly throughout the process, and they'll stay with you even for that brief amount of time. Like I said, you've got their attention, and they've got that little free item at the end after they take that quiz. In the end, like for me, I enjoy the opportunity not only to go out there and do the vessel inspection, but to go over the vessel safety equipment that they should have on their boats anyways. But also, it's also kind of fun to see what do they know? How can you educate them about what they don't know? And then on top of all that, like I said, repeatedly, you're giving them something free. You make it a positive experience rather than making them feel dumb about not knowing the questions and answers. If you make it a positive experience, trust me, they will remember it. They'll follow up on the deficiencies if there are any, but more importantly, they'll remember you and hopefully pass the word on to others. And for me, I think that's it for me. Thank you, Vivian.
Thank you. What a nice way of sharing information with voters. Let's remember a couple of things. Don't be shy, like Susan said, and also Deborah and also Robert, like, making a difference. We're not judging anybody. We're there as environmental educators to support their efforts, to guide them. And also, let's remember the importance of always sharing the questionnaire, giving them the immediate feedback so they leave the communication with their knowledge already increased, and also talking about the resources included in the voter kit. Let's see if I have. So I now we're going to. I see you, Betty. You had your hand up, but then you lowered it. So I'm going to continue. And now, welcome. We're going to move to Southern California again from beautiful San Diego. Robert, fantastic. Thank you for your insight. And also, hey, don't be shy, right? Believe it or not, I'm shy. And when I talk to voters at the beginning, it's kind of like, oh my God. But we have all the tools to be able to establish that communication with the voter. So we're moving from beautiful San Diego up north, and we're going to be welcoming our fantastic Cheryl McCarthy. She's the marine operator, and people will be jealous. She already heard that in Marina del Rey with the Wayfair Marina. Welcome, Cheryl, with your knowledge.
Thank you, Vivian. I'm surprised you're shy. That surprises me.
I am, believe it or not.
Exactly. So, to be honest, I had never heard of the dog walkers before until I started this job 4 years ago. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to talk the talk, I literally have to walk the walk. So I went to the first dog walkers training with Vivian just down the street at Delaware Yacht Club. And I am one marina manager of 21 marinas within Marina del Rey. That is the largest man-made marina in the Northern Hemisphere. We have almost 5,000 vessels here. So I, similar to Robert, don't have to go out and look for people because I give a dock walking kit to every new person who's signing a lease here in my marina. So once they've signed the lease, I say, oh, and the keyword is free. I have this great free dock walking kit that the state of California has so graciously put together. And all you have to do is take a little, little survey of what you do or don't know. In a way, that's also positive for me because I have this person bringing in their vessel. And now I also get to find out what they do or don't know and then help them learn the things that they need to learn. The biggest thing that always opens people's eyes is when you're going through the questions and you tell that one of the questions is, if there's a spill on the water, who do you notify? And we go through that whole thing. And I tell them, a tablespoon of oil creates the sheen the size of a football field. And I've not had one person go, wow, oh my gosh. So I think the information we're giving out is very important. And it helps me know that at least all of my new leased lessees that I've met since I've been a dock walker are educated in items. I also try to put a table out there once a year, and we usually, when we do our marina cleanup, I have stuff out there. So then also people who have been here for years before I came on the job can either restock or they'll comment on how great they've used all the items. And I always tell people, if you use the items, come back and I'll give you another one. And you just fill out another survey and now you know the questions. And one thing I do find is they're always very nervous taking the survey because they think they need to know the answers. So I always have to reiterate to them, no, this isn't a test. You're not going to fail, and I'm not going to not let you sign your lease if you don't know the questions. This is for us to educate you and for you to learn things that maybe you don't know. And being a still lifetime Girl Scout, I like to use the fact that I know it's helping me make the world be a better place, one little dock walker kid at a time. So that's and I also do partner. In fact, some of my Coast Guard auxiliary guys like Grant are here. Our marina actually, when we do our lease renewals, one of the requirements of them to have their lease renewed is to do a vessel safety check. So I have the Coast Guard auxiliary in my marina twice a month doing vessel safety checks for people who are renewing their leases. So and so far they've done almost some boats they've done twice now, but they've vessel safety checked over about 250 vessels in my marina. So that's a great partnership as well. So I thank you for asking me to be a part of this. That's exciting. So
thank you, Cheryl. And again, for the rest of the team, that's why we invited different background dock walkers, right? So we have boaters like Susan and also Deborah and also Robert. I know you have been a boater in the past or are right now, and also Cheryl. So you all can get inspired on how the program is working. And actually, let's remember that the program is the only program, not only statewide, but nationwide. And it has created this fantastic partnership with many of the organizations that are represented today, to the point that being part of the program gives you the benefit of working with the boaters. As Cheryl was saying, we want our marina to be clean and green, of course. So that's why they get points towards the Clean Marina certification or recertification, towards the Club of the Year. For both the Power Squadron and the Coast Guard Auxiliary, extra points as part of their safety mission. And I want now to welcome another star dock walker who is joining us from beautiful Contra Costa County, and Bethy Carver, who's a boater. So Bethy, welcome. Nice seeing you, and take it from here.
Thank you, Vivian. I got into the dock walkers. A friend of mine who's the in in the Pittsburgh Yacht Club and also the secretary of the PICYA, Pacific Yacht Club Association, which began in 1896 or something like that. So anyway, I started doing this and was going to festivals. So I live on Bethel Island. So we are an island. We have docks all around us, and our homes have docks. Everybody's into boating just about. And fishing is a big thing. So we have fishing tournaments, we have boating things, and kayaking, and all sorts of water activities. So what I do is I go to festivals that we have, activities at our scout hall and or the park, and then I go to marinas where they're having boating tournaments. So what I've done is create a stand. I have a table stand and foam core poster, just uh, like 36 by 18 poster, and put some of the items on there, and that helps people see what the kit is. So what happens at these festivals is there are a lot of people for a couple of hours. Doesn't last long. So what I did, I can't see what I'm looking like, so I have a clipboard with a pen with a string so it doesn't go away. And I have 5 of these. I might have 7. And because people come in groups and I can't, it's too hard for everybody to be at a table to fill these out. So a clipboard really increases the number of people at a festival or an event. And also, I'm able to stand in front of the table. I don't stand behind the table. I stand to the side of the display and, talk about it and talk about all the clean boating features and things to do. And that the kit is $40. So what I have found is that I ask people if they're boating and the kits, and then some people relate that they're interested in boating but don't have a boat and haven't really been boating. So I share that the boating ABCs is in the kit and has all the information they need for a boater card, which they will need to go boating. And so then they're right to that. It's got everything they need to get started. And then I, share about Coast Guard Auxiliary and Power Squadrons classes for the to get the boater card, and just the safety class, boating safety class, to take that. And so actually, I have a lot more people who will fill out the questionnaire and receive a kit when I'm relating that. That there they are, interested in boating, and they can get started correctly and safely. So the only thing we don't have here are the whistles. So we're looking for whistles. So the only other thing I would do for these kind of setups would be like a 32-inch screen to do a podcast, or some kind of a screen. It's very difficult with glare on a screen to do a podcast, but that would be a 15 minutes of education and connection. And I think that would be pretty useful. So I really enjoy doing this. It's very rewarding to help people get started and to help people have a kit and do their clean boating. And I think that this program is really fabulous. And also, I am in with a yacht club on Bethel Island, actually. And I was in the Coast Guard Auxiliary, but the auxiliary here folded, merged with another one. So we have the yacht club, and that works out well. And we have a lot of marinas. I really don't know how many boats are out here, but Cheryl, that's a good question to answer. Uh, but I'm glad to share these things, and especially about the new boaters, because there are so many young people interested in boating. And I really wish we could get some of these derelict boats back on the water, because we have literally hundreds of them.
Thank you, Betty, and thank you for your word of wisdom working with as a boater with your own fellow boaters and with the future generation of boaters. Because I know you talk to a lot of younger audiences. A couple of things that I wanted to mention that has been coming in the chat and wanted to make sure that everybody's aware. Because if you're like me, I'm like one task at a time. Whistles. Whistles were only included over 2 or 3 years ago when the budget was good. We don't have the capacity to buy whistles for every single boater kit. Also, couple of things that I wanted just to remind everybody is as part of the program, we have a bunch of different resources that we provide to you. You're aware of them, like not only our newsletter that a lot of the yacht clubs of marinas use to copy and paste resources for your own boaters. Feel free to do that. We also have the podcast just to increase the knowledge of all of you as well of our boaters. And as you, some of you know, the division has a program for the derelict recreational vessels, but of course, across the state, there are many commercial vessels that are being abandoned, and sometimes that resources cannot be used for commercial vessels. And of course, the funding that the division has for derelict vessels is not unlimited. So the resources are there. For my friends who are talking about the Coast Guard Auxiliary and the vessel examination, we do, as you remember, every time that we finish the training, we offer to the Power Squadron and the Coast Guard Auxiliary this handout that explains how both programs, meaning either Power Squadrons or Coast Guard Auxiliary with the Dockwalker, and how it helps the vessel examination, as some of you have been mentioning. So great resources, great information, Betty. Thank you for talking to not only boaters and fishermen and water enthusiasts where you are, because you are a star. I see your activities going on, and I want just to see checking time because the conversation is great, and we have other stuff to cover. If anybody has a specific question, I want to give the opportunity to one of our partner dog walkers who is joining us, Tiffany Dinkins. She's with the Conservation Corps, Civic Corps. Tiffany, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you have any word of wisdom, I know you're in a rush to share with the audience how, from the Conservation Corps perspective, you work with the boaters, because I know your team has done an amazing work, and I see you at the Berkeley Marina and different parts in the East Bay. So welcome, and I know you're rushing, so feel free just to some sort of word of wisdom when you talk to boaters.
Well, first off, I want to say hey to everyone. I see everyone and their stories are very amazing. We actually piggybacking off of one of the earlier people, we have a table that we normally set out. We're most of the time we're a part of events, spare the air days, maybe coastal cleanup, and that makes us very successful. In the program, we work with 18 to 26-year-olds, and with that being said, what we normally do is have a couple of people on the recycling department that do recycling for the East Bay, Oakland, over next to West Oakland, and it's been very successful because it's helping them with their public speaking and a couple of different things that we check off through the program. Vivian and them have been super amazing. I'm super excited for the future. We've been working with you for well, I've been working with you for like 8 years. It's been a while, and yeah, we always get the boater kits out very easily. We say that they're free. No one's ever kind of stalling. They'll take something free, which we can appreciate. I have one of my interns actually. He's just recently got his Class B. He drives the recycling trucks through us. That's one of the things we do through the program. And he was going to come tell you how it's influential. You want to come by? His name is Demetrius, guys, and I know this is kind of a quick thing, but I wanted to give one of the interns, one of the youth that are learning, an opportunity to kind of express what they've learned. This is
Oh,
Demetrius. Hold on one second.
Demetrius. Oh, he cannot hear us right now, but he will. That's like a great program to have them on board as well. Demetrius, welcome on board. It's great to
Hi,
see you again.
thank you.
We just wanted to hear a little bit of your experience with the rest of the partner dog walkers from across the state. You're being joined by 35 people from tons of different counties from our beautiful California.
Oh, hello everyone. Yeah, dog walking is a great experience. You get to meet new people. You get to learn a little bit more about boats by the people that you meet. We're able to give out boater kits, so we keep the ocean clean and make sure the animals are safe, and just keep the environment how it needs to be.
Thank you for empowering the rest of your team. It is an honor to work with the fantastic, energetic team you have across the state. We also have today Vanessa Segura Lara. She's joining us from your team in San Jose Conservation Corps. So we have a great representation from you guys today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, James. You're muted. Okay, we're going to continue while James finds the unmute button. So we feel free, James, to join us once you find your unmute button because we have other stuff to cover. So great information from other partner dog walkers. So it's not only Vivian, Claire, Dolores talking. We invited all of you to see how the program fits to your needs in different parts of the state. Remember a couple of resources that we want to share with you in your chat, as you have seen at the end of your each of your trainings and refreshers. We have a resource page for you where everything you need. Hey, Vivian, we need the banner. We need more voter kits. We want to know what you do with the data that Dolores and Claire and the state collects from the questionnaires. Why do you continue to distribute tide books? Like that was a conversation in the chat. Is because we have real data, my friends, that really shows we're not wasting resources. We are really creating resources that are needed by the voters. So remember that. So Dolores just added that link for you right there. And also remember that we have a networking form in case you want to connect to other voters in your area or other partner dog walkers in your area. So Dolores just also included that networking form right there or the resources out there. In addition to that, remember that we have created a training handout. Dolores is including the link right now in the chat where you will be able to identify, hey, where I can implement this program. Even though it's called Dog Walker, remember that the program sometimes is not implemented by walking a dog at a marina, right? Sometimes we heard from Betty, from Susan, from Deborah, from Robert, and also from Cheryl. Events, fishing events, farmers market. Our friends with the Conservation Corps are doing a fantastic job with that coastal cleanup day, among others. So anywhere where boaters are doing your vessel safety check, doing your safety classes, that you teach to the boaters or the required safety classes for the boater card, great opportunity for that purpose. Also remember the importance of the questionnaire. The questionnaire help us to understand what voters know or don't know so we can better orient our education and outreach efforts. And in one of the links that Dolores shared, which is the resource tool page, we have the reports that really show you what we do with the data and what voters responded the previous year. So we can continue to adapt the program to the needs. We also identify where voters live who have received information from partner dog walkers. That's why we show you the map, how it's looking this year. It helps us to keep track of your dog walking efforts. Remember, what you order, you are responsible to properly distribute the voter kits. Remember, even though they are called a freebie, we don't want to pass the voter kits like you're passing pieces of paper. stop, talk to the voter about the questionnaire, give them the responses that are correct, and also link them to the pollution prevention tools found in the voter kit, like the binder card, also the absorbents, as well as the field bib, and tell them what they are, how to use them, and remember, most importantly, where to properly dispose of them. We don't want to generate another source of waste. And the voter kit, remember, it helps you to prompt conversation with the voters. Sometimes, and this is a refresher for you, we get questions like, hey, Vivian, the voter doesn't want to give us the questionnaire. As you remember, in the back of the questionnaire, we have an optional, and it clearly say there, if they want to give us their information as an incentive, we offer at the end of the year two life jacket winners, which is fantastic. And I wanted to refresh your memory about this part of the virtual launch, that I am the keeper of that database. We don't share that information with anybody else. How we use that data is to continue with the education with the voter via our podcast, our videos, our workshops, our events, or if there's a spill in your area, we work with the federal and state agencies to keep the voters informed about trajectory, protocols that need to be implemented, resources that are available, among others. And also remember, once you collect the information from the questionnaire, give them the immediate correct response without changing the responses, because we want the voter to leave with increasing information. And also remember the importance of connecting, as I mentioned before, to your local resources at your county level. I want to remind you that we all have a deadline to send us back the collected questionnaire for every voter kit that you distribute, that is part of the expectations. You can send me one questionnaire at a time. By you, we all have cell phones, so take one picture of the front and back, email it to Vivian, or if you want to wait until the end, which is October 30th this year, you can scan all of them and email them to me, or put them in the regular mail. I recommend not to use the snail mail because we don't have resources to pay for your envelope. So that's why we want to make sure that you can scan them and use your phone and send them to me. And remember, we have a contest where every year we honor the top most active dog walkers. So some of you have been part of this Hall of Fame. So hopefully you will be next year in that Hall of Fame. So remember, additional resources we have for you. We have banners that are part of our loan, the set of loan items. We have a total of 9, 5 in Northern California, 4 in Southern California. You can request them with enough time so we can send them to you. Remember, we can create personalized flyers for your local community so you can reach out to your local voters. We have PowerPoint so you can conduct, for example, in your yacht club, in your marina, and your marine supply stores, like clean boating presentations. And remember that once you're trained, you are part of the community actively for 3 years. During those 3 years, you don't need to get trained again. You have the capacity to order voter kits from us. And every 3 years, we ask you to take a refresher, or if you want to take a full training, you're free to do that. But we have also refresher trainings, as some of you know already. I want to stop here for a sec and take an opportunity to honor one of the most active dog walkers that we had for quite some time, Jeff Fight. He was a Coast Guard auxiliary member from the Sacramento County Flotilla, and he unfortunately passed away a few months ago. We wrote an article in our newsletter where we were able to honor him, and I wanted to take this opportunity to say thanks to Jeff for all the work he did. He was a tremendous support of not only the Coast Guard Auxiliary organization, but also the Dockwalker program. He was able to reach over 350 voters during his entire participation in the program. And I wanted to quickly stop here sharing the screen and read to you a little honor that we had for him. We had the honor and privilege of partnering and working with Jeff since 2021. He was consistently committed to keeping California waterways clean and safe for all. He was part of the Hall of Fame in 2025. And also, Jeff inspired other auxiliary members to join our efforts and program and work closely together on the protection of our state natural resources, promoting safe, enjoyable, and environmentally sound recreational boating. And throughout this year, he was able to reach out and educate over 350 boaters. And we just want to say that we're going to really, miss him. We're already missing him. And this is a great opportunity for us to honor people like Jeff. And I was able to write these thanks to one of his members who is joining us today, Joseph Heap. So, Joseph, thank you for the information as well. All right, let me stop here for a sec. We want to thank you all for joining us today. And I want to stop here and see Dolores, first of all, Dolores and Claire, if you have any reminders for the team before we have 4 more minutes of your precious lunchtime to see if you have any questions. So, Dolores and Claire, any reminders that I forgot to mention?
Um, no major reminders. I think, yeah, if you're in Southern California and you would like one of those banners, feel free to email myself or Claire. We can drop our emails in the chat. And yeah, just keep up the great work, everybody. It's always so wonderful to see all those orders come in and to see all the results at the end of the year. So thank you all for the amazing work that you do.
Excellent. Claire, do you have any word of wisdom for the team?
Just echoing what Dolores is saying, and yeah, thanking everybody for being part of the program. We're excited to use the networking forum more to get more dog walkers to connect with each other. So really would encourage you guys to check that out and sign up for it if you're interested.
Thank you, Claire. And responding to some of the questions, couple of the reminders, Eva, as you may remember from the training, and as I mentioned before, the banners are a loan item for you. So if you ever need one of the banners that you saw in the PowerPoint today and also in the training, let us know in advance. And we will be able to mail it to you, and then you will send it back to us for free. It's a free item. So feel free to request that. I don't know, Dolores or Claire, if I have any additional question that I haven't covered in the launch time. And if for
Don't
some reason you don't
think
remember, oh my gosh, Claire,
so.
Dolores, anything, you will email me and we'll put you in touch with your right region coordinator for your help and support. Jim, you can always request for me the PowerPoint if you want to become a train the trainer. If you want to train members of your flotilla, we have the train the trainer packet. Or if you want to say, hey, Vivian, as Jim is saying, I want to give a clean boating presentation to a yacht club or an interested party. Again, we have that PowerPoint to for you, everyone who wants it. Jillian, thank you for joining us. Let's see any other question, making sure that I'm covering everybody. No. All right. Everybody's almost one. We made it. We created this fantastic opportunity for all of you to join us. Any questions, heartburn that we can help you solve it, feel free to join us. Thank you for being part of this community. It's great to see all your faces. Thank you for making a big change. William, Cheryl, all of you, thank you for joining us. Feel free to end the meeting. Claire, Dolores, please stay. I'm going to stop the recording right now.